All right, coming out of the gate at the top of the 5 o'clock hour with some breaking news right now, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg has called for a press conference regarding what he's calling a significant announcement about the LMPD. That's going to happen at 5:30. We're going to take it live right here on WHAS 11 when it happens again at 5:30. I'm not going to claim to know what this is about. Our newsroom is working on it, but like I said, with it coming up at 5:30, we're not really getting out in front of this. We'll be honest with you about that. But one thing that we did find significant is the fact that the name of the police chief is not listed on the release as being at that press conference. So once again, at 5:30, we're expecting a press conference with the mayor about a significant update or something significant to do with the Louisville Metro Police Department. And it does not appear as though the chief of police, Jacqueline Gwen Villarroel, is going to be there. So we will update you as more information becomes available, which you can expect a live report coming up at 5:30. We will take that press conference in its entirety. All right. If you think it is hot now, just wait. With a jam-packed weekend ahead, we want to be sure that you are prepared. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Eric King. Colleen, there's the Pride Festival, there's Juneteenth,
yes.
There's a big car show, there's a Lou City game, and of course there's Father's Day, which always gets the low-hanging fruit when it comes to Mother's Day. At any rate, there's a lot going on out there.
Mother's Day, that's funny. Yeah, a lot going on Saturday, especially when we're talking about sold-out festival this Saturday. A lot of people are going to be packed in Louisville, and we have that forecast for you. We are tracking some heat, but mainly that humidity is what we're focusing on. Thankfully, I'll let you know, we're not expecting triple-digit heat index values until Monday. Yes, we have triple-digit heat index values in that forecast within the next 7 days. But let's talk about right now, there is an air quality alert until midnight. Now, this is a code orange, so if you lie in that sensitive groups and you have underlying health issues and you live in any of these communities, if you're outside and you're wondering what's going on, why am I having these symptoms, I would go ahead and head inside, limit your time outdoors for Jefferson County, Bullitt, and areas in southern Indiana. It's all because of the ozone pollution, and it's that time of the year where it gets a little bit closer to the surface every single summertime. Right now we're at 86. We are warming up out there. 83 at Bowman Field, Fort Knox sitting at 83 as well. Mid-80s, but thankfully we're dry out. We have that low humidity, so it still feels comfortable. We're going to have a little short wave of some moisture on Friday, so it's going to feel a little sticky on Friday, but for Pride Festival this Saturday, that dry air is nice and back, and it's going to stick around for the weekend. Now, next Monday, a lot of humidity is expected to build, and I'm going to tell you how high those heat index values could get next week coming up. Eric.
Thank you. This weekend, 25,000 people will head to the waterfront for a sold-out Kentuckiana Pride Festival. It's expected to break records. In fact, it already has just by being sold out. Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter spoke with members of the LGBTQ+ community about how they are preparing.
One by one, members of the Fairness Campaign in Louisville are preparing for Saturday's Pride Parade, blowing up 10,000 multicolored balloons for their group to wear. This isn't the organization's first time participating in the annual event. Last year, they made a statement for trans rights, wearing white, light blue, and pink balloons.
This is my third year walking with Fairness, and we all put on, it's a balloon backpack. I just walked in and it looks like it might be rainbow this year, which I'm really excited about. But it's great to see all the people come out, chant. People love seeing Fairness in the parade. I mean, I think they're just excited to see everyone in the parade, and the balloons are always, eye-catching.
The parade will conclude right here at Big Four Lawn, where a sold-out music festival is set to take place, and there's a lot of excitement for some of the headliners taking the stage. Like Iconopop and Chapel Roan, with tickets as low as $10, it's no surprise they're sold out, setting this year's Pride to be one of the biggest in Kentuckiana. Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
So Chapel Roan will take the main stage at 7:40 p.m. this Saturday. Iconopop will follow at 9 o'clock. All right, Tuesday night, the Department of Justice laid out its progress in the consent decree with the City of Louisville and the LMPD. At the same time, they listened and answered some rapid-fire questions. It was the 5th community meeting the DOJ has held. People who were there asked specific questions about heightened accountability within the police department and for individual officers. They also asked about cross-training and DEI professional development and about community advisory boards.
Louisville is so stratified geographically is that we don't have interactions across communities. And so these advisory groups, I think, should be cross-community groups because different people bring different perspectives to the table as they look at things.
The federal consent decree was announced more than a year ago. While a lot of people are eager to get to the finish line with the implementation of it, which will require reforms within the LMPD, many simply want to make sure the community is involved every step of the way. A New Albany man died overnight after a motorcycle accident on I-65 North. This happened around 11 o'clock last night. Indiana State Police say 25-year-old Mason Brown was driving north of the Eastern Boulevard overpass. Investigators believe he was speeding and weaving in and out of traffic. Police say he ran into the back of an SUV. He was rushed to Louisville Hospital, where he later died. And there was another motorcycle accident around 1 o'clock today. The LMPD says a man died on Taylorsville Road when his motorcycle crashed into the back of a car. Officers believe the motorcyclist was speeding in that case as well. The motorcyclist was taken to a local hospital where he died. The driver of the car had no injuries. A fan stormed the field during the Reds and Guardians game, causing a massive commotion. Then he did a backflip before he was tased and then taken into custody. Our sister station in Cincinnati was in court for his arraignment.
Serious charges for 19-year-old William Hendon, who decided it was a good idea to jump from the stands to the field right here at Great American Ballpark in the bottom of the ninth at last night's game. Here it is, Hendon appearing to try to give a fist bump to a Cleveland Guardians player before making a dash across the field. Stops when he sees an officer coming. There's the backflip. He actually knocks that officer's hat off, and don't worry, seconds later, that officer has his taser out, getting Hendon to the ground. The crowd loved the performance. Judge William Mallory seemed to sort of like it too, chatting with Hendon when he strolled into court this morning.
Have you seen any of the videos that people captured?
I've not, no.
Quite a few.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Everybody thinks you landed that backflip.
Pretty sure I did.
Here's that backflip again. Judge Mallory saying Hendon is a bit of a star this week, getting his 15 minutes of fame. Hendon is facing several charges, including criminal trespassing and obstructing official business, but he was released on his own recognizance. He just won't be at any Reds games anytime soon.
You're banned from the stadium for now, so don't go down there.
All right, take a look at this. Brooklyn Cemetery is offering a $1,000 reward to catch the vandals that desecrated the grounds. You can see marks all across the area. The cemetery staff says it happened the night of June 5th. They say they're horrified that somebody purposefully came in and caused that level of damage. It's left multiple families with a lot of stress. We're told vandals got in through an old entrance, which is directly off the road. Staff members are asking anyone with information to contact the Pioneer Village Department. Days after the Belmont, the final leg of the Triple Crown, data shows horse racing safety is trending in the right direction. That's according to the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority, also known as HISA. In the first quarter of the year, this year and specifically, racing-related horse deaths are down about 38%. HISA also points out there were no horse deaths during the Triple Crown season. As you might remember, there were 2 horse deaths at Churchill Downs on Derby Day alone last year, with 12 total for the entire spring meet. Now that led to the decision to move racing to Ellis Park. HISA implemented uniform rules and regulations in horse racing with the goal of increasing safety in the sport. Jeffersonville, Indiana is looking to create its own ambulance and EMS service. The city is already looking at expanding its fire department's reach to include Utica. Doing that would increase tax revenue for the department. Jeffersonville Mayor Mike Moore says a study will find out if the new territory will make enough money to support an entire EMS service and all the costs that come with it. Once that study is finished, the findings will be presented to Jeffersonville officials. New developments today. Southern Baptists narrowly rejected a proposal to formally ban churches with female pastors. Opponents argued it was unnecessary because the denomination already has a way of ousting churches with women as pastors. The Southern Baptist Church removed a church with a female pastor just last night. We also saw it happen to the Fern Creek Baptist Church last year here in Louisville. That vote was most highly anticipated of the annual meeting. In the denomination's official doctrine, it states the office of pastor is limited to men. Even the opponents of the ban said they favored that stance, but didn't think it was necessary to reinforce it in the Constitution. It's the final day of the SBC's 2-day annual meeting. It's happening in Indianapolis. Fewer students in Kentucky are filling out the FAFSA after a new application system caused delays in the federal aid process. But as Ian Hardwood and photojournalist Aspen Hester learned today at U of L, there's a benefit to applying now.
There's still time to apply for the FAFSA after a messy rollout at the end of last year blocked students out of the process at the beginning of this year. The head of U of L admissions says many current students could be leaving money on the table, and graduating high schoolers may decide not to apply at all.
Because at a time when so many of those students that aren't filling out the FAFSAs are students who would benefit from it, we're wishing that they would just take the time, do that, and then, see what it would cost you to go to school.
The revamped federal student aid application now accounts for inflation, meaning 10% of U of L students became eligible for Pell Grants. But when the application was delayed, it pushed back nearly all of the university's deadlines.
It's like housing. We extended the deadline to sign up for orientation. So we tried to look at every place where a student had to put down money.
Incoming junior Reagan McGuire finished her application this summer.
But my favorite part is the little hidden number 8 on Louis down here.
The Lamar Jackson fan and communications major got more money from the FAFSA for next school year, but it required her to push past form-filling headaches.
If I don't have this money, I may not be able to finish. So I had no choice, but I was literally crying in the office one day because I was like, I just can't figure out how to do this.
Experiences like hers are why U of L admissions head Jenny Sawyer wants more students to close the gap on filling out the form. Despite an increase in admissions, the university sees 12% fewer FAFSA applications than last year.
I think there's a population of students that have just said, oh well, I guess I won't go to college. And I think that's the population I worry the most about.
Students that could earn more than they did before the growing pains. In Louisville, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority has counselors all across the state who can help with the new FAFSA application. We've got more information on their outreach service at WHAS11.com. All you have to do is click on the links mentioned during newscast.